Hi there, this is Ethan Gardner, and you are listening to 102.7 CKMS Radio Waterloo.
Standing up against racism is an ongoing battle. How will you help?
Everyone should be treated equally, and the legal system should work for the people, not against them. Every day, our network of supporters, lawyers, and educators from across the country continue to fight against injustice and oppression, both in and outside of the courtroom, and at all levels of government.
This message is brought to you by the Canadian Anti-Racism Youth Coalition. Visit caryc.ca for more information about how you can stand up and speak out.
Corruption is the pollutant. I said, I don't believe, I don't believe, I don't believe in this confusion. I said, well, we got to live our roots. I said, live our roots now and hold our position. Well, we got to wake up and rise. Like I said, wake up and rise for yourself and your people, for yourself now and our babies, and realize. I said our freedom belongs to the people. 'Cause in this education system, our lies are trickery. Lost and brainwashed apples, oh yes, stay soft. And now you wait too long, and they rot. in real life. You know, this situation hasn't really changed that much. I said this colonial system, you know, you just can't trust it. They'll be trying to cover it up with the politics and their games. I said the resistance is not people, and it's never ever straight. With 5 centuries behind us now, and pretending they cannot see. I said the federal law still hands out these pawn-like responsibilities in this judiciary attempt. It ain't nothing but a stall. I said the issue is respect, and believe me, we demand it all. And for the brothers back home, yes, I'll count your own way. You can't always be getting the sisters to be dishing out the plates. Again, the issue is respect for your women and your kids. And it's sad when the oppressed start to adopt the colonial mindset, and when the oppressed become the oppressors, and it rottens to the core. It's not like the young people stand up, cause believe me, they'll offer more. So get to know yourself, understand your history and your past, cause when you're walking down this road, you gotta give your destiny the chance that it deserves. Cause if it's 2 steps forward and it's 1 step back, you know that resistance is practice, and assimilation was the mold and cast. Without traditional knowledge rising up from the underground, you know it's never been lost. It's our ancestors and grandmothers who have paid past costs. So get to know your laws and your own citizenship, because if you live by your roots, well, I said now, cause if you live by your roots, well, you'll be protected all by the branches. Well, I said wake up and wake up and rise.
You are listening to CKMS 102.7 FM Radio Waterloo, and that was Wake Up and Rise by Digging Roots. I am Lori Gentle Eagle, and this is the Red Road Journey, where the aim is to amplify Indigenous voices, to heal ourselves, relatives, communities, and planet. I am broadcasting from the traditional territories of the neutral Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee peoples. Last month, I had the opportunity to meet multimedia artist Isaac Murdoch. He was speaking about a mural he did that was being unveiled at the Guelph campus of Conestoga College. As he engaged us all with his gift of storytelling, I thought about how a lot of what he was sharing related to the crisis of homelessness as seen through an Indigenous lens. And I was inspired by all that he had to say, especially as it relates to a Womb with a View's project, Finding Common Ground. The concepts of home and homelessness in Indigenous and settler cultures are very different, and yet understandings and approaches to addressing it overlook this and solely focus on dominant definitions. According to an Indigenous worldview, homelessness is not about lacking a structure to live in. Instead, it is about individuals, families, and communities isolated from relationships to water, land, place, family, kin, each other, animals, culture, language, and identities. Indigenous homelessness is a consequence of colonization and genocide. Family dysfunction, substance use, health issues, violence linked to historical trauma, landlord discrimination, unemployment, low education, failure of social systems, including the criminal justice system and child welfare system, are all risk factors. It was noted in the 2021 census that 35% of homeless people are Indigenous, despite making up only 5% of the population, which of course does not include what is referred to as the hidden homeless. There must be attention given to address these factors and to recognize the importance of restoring connections to land, culture, and community in achieving housing stability. As Isaac Murdoch told OPP when speaking out about Indigenous land jurisdiction recently, Indigenous people never surrendered or relinquished their responsibility to live on the lands, to raise their families, or to build community. I invite you to open your head and heart as you listen to Isaac Murdoch speak about the mural, and then again as you listen to selections of his music. Chi Miigwech for listening to the Red Road Journey today, and may you join us again in December.
Wow, that was pretty good. It was a really good talk. I want to thank everybody in the opening song. And of course the people that said nice things about the picture. I think that's pretty good. I come from Serpent River, which is a little community north of Lake Huron. I grew up in the bush mostly and lived a life of hunting and fishing and all that, trapping, making maple syrup. And there's so many memories of that life that when I think back about it, it's like magic. It's like something that doesn't exist anymore. It's like we're in a different time than how it used to be. Like back in the 70s, I'm dating myself, but that's how it was. It was like there was a real magic, a freedom on the land, where we had our own government, our own language, our own education. We had our own economy. We had our own judicial system. Grandma's law, they call it. We had our own ways of being. We were free on the land. And with that freedom came a great responsibility to make sure that we took care of each other. So there was no such thing when we lived in the bush as a garbage can, because they were too educated. They had too much education. Their education was high. They knew how to live their life without a garbage can. And they also were too educated that they couldn't participate in lateral violence and running people down, because if people got into an argument in the bush, especially if you're living as a little community, that one little disagreement can disrupt the whole thing. Next thing you know, the food is not coming out the other end, because we all need each other to eat. So there's a constant pressure, a beautiful pressure, a beautiful way to be humble and to be beautiful with each other. There is no other way to live. You had to be nice and kind and caring to everybody. And you had to be respectful to people's beliefs, of course. And when they educated us, they always said, that we want to cultivate knowledge with you so that you'll be able to understand things the same way that a bird does. They never thought of education the same how we see education today. They wanted us to see like how a bird sees. They wanted us to talk like how a tree talks. They wanted us to imagine, to feel what it's like to be a fish, and to understand what it would be like to be a cloud. And so they sent us way into the forest to try to learn these things, to try to understand them during our fasting. And I've got to be honest with you, there was a lot of excitement in all of that. And when I think about the diversity of thought, when I think about the diversity of who we are as a society now, we need to have these different ideas. We can't be bottlenecked into the same old, because it's producing the same old. And so it's very important that we have diversity in our thinking, our languages, our culture, our dances. We need that more than ever before. When we look at society and where we are now, I think about all the gifts that exist that are hidden away. They're hidden away on purpose because mainstream society wants us to be the same. But we've got to stop hiding who we really truly are and expose our true gifts to the world, our superpowers. I believe that everybody here has a superpower, a gift that they're able to share and contribute to the rest of the world. And that gift lies in our diversity. When you look at a forest, it's completely diverse and it's completely living in harmony. It's because of that diversity that everything gives everything to everything. And that's what makes it so powerful. That's what makes it work. And so when we did this picture, that's what I wanted to have. I wanted to have some diversity. Like, people are probably wondering, like, what is a giraffe doing in native art? It's like, it's because, believe it or not, this ecosystem right here is directly connected to the grasslands where that giraffe is eating. Those ecosystems are connected. The whole entire ecosystem of the world is connected. Not just the ecosystems, but just imagine, every single person on this earth is indigenous to this earth. And if we're an indigenous species of our ecosystems, that also means that all of us are connected too. That's why we have the camel. That's why we have the fish. That's why we have the hearts and the flowers and all those different things. It's to show that we're completely interconnected in such a deep and profound way. And that we have to really unite together as a people through our diversity to help make the world a better place. And we can do that because we're doing that. It's been shown over and over again, especially with young people. When young people are given a chance to express who they are, when they're given the chance and the freedom, when they're celebrated for who they are, then guess what? Their spirit soars. And right now we have a problem with young people. Not that they're a problem, but there's a problem that was placed upon them. And that's called colonization. Algi ken man on it, going to come and zino on the knock to go in on it. Abu Dhabi was probably English now be out to Nicky and Dublin on the Abu Dhabi now. Kappa Ska Bay and Dublin on Enway. Meanwhile, gone it way. Kidigego. Our young people are facing something that this world is suffering. You ask any young person today, what do you think about the future? They're like, hey man, we don't even got a future. What are you talking about? You know, a lot of young kids don't even want to have babies today. I'm not going to have a baby. I'm not going to raise a baby in this world. You got to be kidding me. I know when my youngest daughter said, this was a weird phone call. Dad, what? I'm of childbearing age now. I'm like, what? I'm of childbearing age, but don't worry, I'm not going to have any children. I wouldn't bring any children into this world. And she just got her menstrual cycle for the first time. And even at that moment, she's like, I don't want to bring children into this world. And so I was happy that she was childbearing age, but I was also like sad that she doesn't want to have a child in this world. And there's lots of young people like that. Lots, thousands and thousands. And so I keep thinking, if we want the world to be better for the next generation of young people, if we want it to be more beautiful, then we have to make it that way. We have to go out of our way and make beautiful so that young people can see it, embrace it, feel it. But they also have to feel the connection of diversity, of different cultures, of their own culture. For whatever reason, indigenous languages were never ever considered official languages in this country. We still have a lot of work to do. Indigenous people don't have their lands. Like, there's something wrong when indigenous people don't have land, in their own land. You know what I mean? So we need to start educating because we are indigenous to the land. It's like taking a bird out of the tree, out of its nest, and saying, you can't live there. There's something criminal about it, but there's also something very diabolical about it. You'd never take a bird out of its own nest and take that bird and throw it into a cage. That's what happened to many of our people. And I think young people, young indigenous people especially, they really feel the brunt of all those things that happen. And we need to change how they're looking at things, what they're hearing, what they're experiencing. Because yes, we experience lots of trauma, true. And that's what the kids are going through right now. But what about the 100,000,000 water songs that were sung by their people that live inside of them? And the thousands of times their ancestors danced and gave thanks and prayed for the waters. For all the millions of times they had their ceremonies. That too is inside of them. And they need to see that and feel that and breathe it and embrace it. They need to be able to that needs to be the biggest part of who they are. Not just the trauma. You know? Like sometimes you go somewhere and that's all you hear is the trauma. It's like I'm done with that. I just want to make beautiful. Because it's really hard when that's all you're doing is focusing on what went wrong. I want to focus on what's going to go right, what's going to work right, what's going to be right. And it's a collective, diverse thought. You know, I think that when everybody puts their ideas together, whether they're different, as long as we're moving in the same direction, we actually make real change. It's when we actually move things and change things. If I just had my own little idea over here, and I'm so stubborn, like Nigel's over here, Nigel's got his own little stubborn idea over here, and like we refuse to work together because my idea is the way, and Nigel's like, my idea is the way, then we actually don't really accomplish too much. We're just both stuck and stubborn in our own ideas. So embracing the diverse thoughts is really critical, because when you want to change something, you need to have that big spectrum of diverse ideas and thoughts to push things forward and to change things. And so when other people sing their songs, when other people speak their languages, when other people dance their dances, it actually helps everything, because everything's connected. Your songs are my songs. My songs are your songs. There's something powerful about sharing and about giving unconditionally to society to make things better. And there's nothing more stronger than that, and that's something that comes from the heart. Which is why we see hearts in here. One in the dog. I want people to see hearts and love, because there's so much like destruction and all this horrible stuff that we see. It's like, no, I want my kids to see something with hearts and love and happy and stuff like that. You know, our kids are on the computers all the time. And you know what they're watching? Like, they're probably watching the same things that you are. You're an adult. And that's probably not good for them. You know, like I went to one of my kids, I said, hey, that's actually my phone because I paid for it. I'm allowed to look at it. Everything. All right, go ahead. So I was scrolling through, and I didn't really know how to investigate a child's phone, but you know, I'm doing my best. And I'm like, wow. Kids are like, they have access to information that we never had access to. Their minds are not the same. As like when I was 7 years old, my mind was different than what a 7-year-old is today. It's different. Things are changing so fast. And there's nothing to say that we can't change things for the better. Even though things are changing fast in this world, there's nothing to say that we can't make it even better. Actually, we're obligated to. And where does it start? Parenting, education, cultivating something beautiful, cultivating beautiful minds and spaces and ideas and thoughts, and cultivating hope, and generating something that's going to be so powerful for this generation, because they're going to be facing something that we've never faced before in all of humanity. And that's an ever-changing, rewarding ecosystem. Ecosystems all over the planet are dying. This is the sad part of the talk. It'll get better. Over half of the trees have been cut down, more than half. Over half of the animals wiped off the planet. 3/4 of the world's fish, the whole entire world is gone. Right now as we speak, the Amazon is disappearing, the lungs of the earth. They're facing something that is really, really huge. And we can't provide them with whatever we thought normal was. We have to provide them with something different, something powerful. We have to feast their superpower so that they can become the heroes in this sacred story. Make no mistake, we're in a sacred story right now. They will tell this story of when the two-legged shark destroyed everything. And guess who the heroes of that story is going to be? It's going to be them. And we're their parents, we're their teachers, we're their mentors. And so this is real. This is big time. So when I think about instilling hope and trying to cultivate beautiful, I really mean it, because I know that that's what's needed in this earth. If kids can just see it, if young people can see it, if we can talk about it, if they can dream it, then by golly, we can make it happen, but we have to do it together. We cannot do this by ourselves. We have to organize. We have to have think tanks. We have to get people motivated, talking with each other. We have to make it a part of how we're learning. It's not good enough to say that this is an extracurricular activity. You know, all of that stuff is always done in extracurricular activity. And I'm trying to use words I don't really know. I'm just assuming that means after school. But this should be in school. Our young people need to know in school how to organize, how to think, how to communicate, how to network with people. They need to know in school how to make beautiful and how to recognize the beautiful in each other. If we look at all the different things, somebody might say, oh, that Isaac, he was at the college today. He came there, he was with this beautiful beaded jacket. He thought he was so better than everybody because he has nice beads.
Yeah.
You should have heard him, seen him prancing around there with his nice beads, you know? And they didn't even look at the message of what I said. That is where a lot of our people are at. They're quick to tear down. They're quick to like discredit somebody. And you know, they may do 100 really good things in their life and make a human mistake, because that's what we do. And then it's just like, oh, that person did that one thing and they're bad. It's like, no, we gotta put things in perspective. Kindness goes a long way. And if the problems of society are rudeness and just greedy, then obviously the antidotes would be love and caring and sharing. And we do that by demonstrating that ourselves. As teachers, as educators, that's what we do. We do that ourselves. We don't get all mad and get all political and angry. That never gets us anywhere. Big vein sticking out of our forehead, trying to fight the system. Instead of always trying to fight the system, build a system of beautiful. I know. I was like that at one time. Danielle, actually I was pretty good at fighting the system at one time. And I mean, I don't know how many roads I barricaded, I don't know how many times I had the National Guard and the Army and the police and all that. I don't know how many places I barricaded and blockaded and occupied and all that. When I was younger, I was full of vinegar. That's what I did. But I didn't realize, instead of trying to tear down something that's not good, why don't you try to build up something that's beautiful? Instead of being against a pipeline, be for a river. Instead of being against whatever, the government, be for your own traditional government and build that up. You know, be for your language. You know? You know, together we have such a beautiful responsibility together. And when I look at this, you don't see rights in here. You don't see people having rights. Everybody's talking about their right. Now I want you just to hear me out for a second. If I have a rights-based agenda, and I want to pick on Nigel because I need to pick on him. And if Nigel has a rights-based agenda, and if we have the rights-based agenda on the same thing, we're going to clash with each other. There's going to be a clash. Because he has a right to it, I have a right to it. And we both think we're right. But if we have a responsibility agenda to this thing, then it opens the door automatically for us to correct it up. So if we have a responsibility agenda as human beings to water, to land, to air quality, education, then it becomes a total different narrative than having the rights to all these things. When I grew up in the forest, we never heard that we have a right to anything. We always knew that we had a responsibility to do those things. And that's what I tried to portray here. We don't see rights in here. You see a responsibility. You see this person here, like trying to water something and grow something because they have a responsibility to work and to cultivate and make something beautiful. You have that corn. That corn doesn't have a right to make corn for people. It has a responsibility to do that. It's different. In the natural world, they don't have rights like how we see it. It's different. And so, I'll leave you with this. I think that when you look at this river, everything that it comes into contact with, it brings life to unconditionally. It doesn't have a prejudice. It doesn't have a preference. All it does is just give life to everything that it comes into contact with, just because it's a life giver. It's not going to say, oh no, you don't get no water. You don't get no water, or you. It's flowing, it's like forever. And just think some of these rivers have been flowing for thousands and thousands of years, and all they've done is just give life to everything. Guess what? We're made out of that river. Our bodies are made out of water. And I always say this, my body is like 80% water, and it's also 20% maple syrup. And the water in my body goes into the watershed, goes into this river. And it becomes this fish eventually. This fish is made of water. The fish will then become one of the clouds. And the clouds will become an eagle. And over time that eagle will become a tree. There's just this transfer of this water that kind of flows through life generation after generation that we're all connected to. We're so connected that it's even hard to comprehend. And water has memory. Water has feelings. Love. Like water is love. Water is life. And that's who we truly, really are too. Sometimes it's easy to get confused, I think, about who we really are, what our real purpose is. And whenever I get confused, when I play my guitar and I think I'm like David Lee Roth or whatever, I always remember that this is who I really am, right here. I'm the water. I have a responsibility to try to love everything. And if everybody just loved everything again, and learned how to love everything the way how it used to be, these kids, they'd want to have babies again. They would see a future. And that's the purpose of this, is to show that love is the most powerful medicine that there is. And that every single one of us, at any given time, can stop what we're doing, change our lives, and give it unconditionally to everything. And so with that, I want to say thank you on kitchen and up. Na jag mal pigi kron and go. Basta na pig an. Oh, me way on kitchen. Me which we go. Thank you very much, everybody.
You see me on the corner, sitting on 22nd Street. Do you have a couple quarters? It'll make you feel so complete. As I sit on my cardboard box as the cold wind blows, I keep on hearing voices, they're yapping all day long. I wish they'd stop and listen and just sing my favorite songs. Some good old-fashioned powwow Indian songs. Mother, I need you to know that I miss you. And Father, I wonder if you're still there. My medication's on vacation, and my mind, it keeps on racing, leaving me nowhere to go. I need my Indian song. Thunderbird is going to come down and pick me up and take me back to my homelands. And once I'm there, I'm going to start searching for that sacred medicine. And that sacred medicine is going to search for me. And once we are united, we're going to cast this all across the earth for you and your people, so that you too can be well, so that you too can be healed. Bird flies up and then it flies down. Then it's in a tree, now it's on the ground. Now it flies west and then it flies south. Then it's in my yard, now it's in my house. I offered some prayers for all of our youth. Then we sang songs of freedom and we sang songs of truth. Makes me think about times gone past when we were free with no Indian Act. This bird is great, it's really the best. Flies full force straight into my chest. Grabs some trauma, then flies to the east. Drops it off on Parliament's Wellington Street. Looking so bad as it says goodbye. Out the door and into the open sky. I offered some prayers for all of our youth. Then we sang songs of freedom and we sang songs of truth. Makes me think about times gone past when we were free with no Indian Act. Flies in circles and dances around, spreading its power to the missing and unfound. Climate hell is at the door. Indian agents hiding under the floor. Connect the dots, it's easy to do. The bird of freedom really wants you to. The bird of freedom. Human dignity and the right to be on Mother Earth. Living in community with our responsibility to each other first. I was planted and I grew. Winds of change grow stronger roots. My friend, we're gonna see it through. Will you stand with me as I stand with you? right to life is under the knife, it's under attack. And they try to divide us, they don't know what's inside us, and we're not turning back. We're not turning back. I was planted and I grew. The winds of change grow stronger roots. My friend, we're gonna see it through. Will you stand with me as I stand with you? Stronger roots. My friend, we're gonna see it through. Will you stand with me as I stand with you? I was planted and I grew. The winds of change grow stronger roots. My friend, we're gonna see I stand with you. I was planted and I grew. I was planted and I grew. I was planted and I grew. Will you stand with me as I stand with you?
stones. Stay down here on the ground like Amelia Earhart. You never came down. Now the walls are talking to the floor, and everybody's asking why they don't see you anymore. So I just close my eyes. Will you let me dream you home tonight?
Your mystery I can't explain. Flash flood on a desert lane. Every time I hear your name, it sounds just like a passing train.
I'll ask the man up on the moon. Yeah, maybe Andy Kaufman knows what happened to you.
I could close my eyes if you let me. I'll dream you home tonight.
Tried swinging from every star, looking for you out there in the dark. Midnight rides to distant shores. This broken heart can't look no more. I'll ask the man up in the moon. Yeah, maybe Andy Kaufman knows what happened to you. I could close my eyes if you let me. I'll dream you home tonight. I'll ask the man up in the moon. Yeah, maybe Andy Kaufman knows what happened to you. I could close my eyes if you let me. I'll dream you home tonight.
Somebody testify, think I need a witness. Tryna tell these hard-headed suckers who's the best in the business. Who's the best in the business, yeah. Still waiting on the day, get paid, but I still keep it cool. I know what to do, homies act up, tryna throw shade. It don't mean a thing, so if it did, I would just be a sucker to the game. I'm just living on a rhythm, I'ma take what I'm given. When I die, my music will still be with them. Never lose ambition, trying to help these youngins stay true to the vision. You just gotta pay attention. Loud talk to make the sound. Humbleness is hardly found. Not too many people are probably proud, but I'm still representing with Quem to the very end. Somebody testify, think I need a witness. Trying to tell these hard-headed suckers who's the best in the business. Who's the best in the business, yeah. Somebody testify, think I need a witness. Tryna tell these hard-headed suckers who's the best in the business. Who's the best in the business, yeah. Taking every chance I get, I won't quit, I won't run. No, I gotta do it over till you know the job is done. I'm the one, I'm the man, doing everything I can. I don't mean no disrespect, but don't forget, you ain't earning nothing if you don't work for them checks. Realize hard workers don't compromise. I ain't cutting corners, I'ma get it. Tryna live by lyrics that I spit, always gotta know who you with. Tryna handle task at hand and be the better man. I am who I am. End of discussion. Lot of rappers spitting, but they ain't saying nothing. You just a victim to the business. They won't testify a witness. You ain't the best in the business. I know what they say about me. Speaking my mind without provoking rounds, but the take was mine. Never mind the hate. I won't carry the weight of others when they put me down. I can be the best, but the rest can keep fighting over the crown. I don't think like the rest. I'm aiming for more than the best. I always keep my head up high, cause I know I'm blessed. I'll accept criticism on this path I take, but it's only I who can decide my fate. Somebody testify, think I need a witness. Tryna tell these hard-headed suckers who's the best in the business. Who's the best in the business, yeah. Somebody testify, think I need a witness. Tryna tell these hard-headed suckers who's the best in the business. Who's the best in the business, yeah. Somebody testify, think I need a witness. Tryna tell these hard-headed suckers who's the best in the business. Who's the best in the business, yeah. Somebody testify, think I need a witness. Tryna tell these hard-headed suckers who's the best in the business. Who's the best in the business? Y'all already know. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. Y'all already know who's the best in the business, yeah.
Hi, this is Stephanie Gertz from